Good afternoon, folks. Robert Chappell, Executive Editor of Madison365 with your daily update for Tuesday, October 26th. I apologize for the longer than usual lead-in time. As soon as I hit the live button, my daughter came in looking for a snack. So I had to take care of that for a few extra seconds there. The COVID situation today looks not quite as promising as it did yesterday. It's not bad, and this is one of the dangers of doing this update on a daily basis, right? We never want to look at any set of numbers in isolation, right? We want to look at trends. And even though today's numbers are not quite as nice looking as yesterday's numbers, which is to say a steady decline in almost every measure has been interrupted today. It doesn't mean anything going forward, really. Okay, I'm going to give you the numbers for today, and that's all they are, the numbers for today. It could just be a little an anomaly in the data reporting, and the downward trend could continue tomorrow. We'll see. But for today, with all that caveat, right, with all those grains of salt, today we are reporting we're reporting 2,533 new confirmed cases, which is pretty on par for what we've been doing in these sort of midweek Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays the last couple of months. That brings our daily average for the past 7 days to 1,865. That's slightly higher than it was yesterday. That's after about 10, actually more than 10, almost a couple of weeks worth of pretty steady declines. Where that has gone down every day. And it's up slightly today. It's only up by about 30, okay? Not a significant increase in the 7-day average. All that means is we have slightly more cases today than we did last Tuesday. Slightly more, okay? Don't worry too much about that unless that continues to go up for the few days, right? The percentage of positive tests, that's all the tests in the past 7 days, 7.4% were positive. It was 7.3 yesterday, but yesterday's number has been retroactively revised upward. And here's why. When they get in all the negative and positive tests and they do the calculation for this percentage, they don't have all the negative and positive tests attributed to the correct day yet. So each day they're kind of going back and retroactively putting those negative and positive tests on the correct day that they were actually conducted, which can change some of the numbers retroactively. So yesterday, the percentage of positive tests was 7.3%. Is when I reported it to you yesterday afternoon. The actual number was higher than that. It was 7.8%. So today, it'd be 7.4%. Seems like it was higher than yesterday, but it's actually lower than yesterday. Does that make sense? It's higher than what we reported yesterday, but it's lower than what the actual number turned out to be yesterday. Again, this is not deceptive exactly, not intentionally deceptive anyway. It's just a reattribution of data on a day-to-day basis. And again, that's one of the dangers of doing this on a day-to-day basis, of looking at this data every day. It's kind of constantly being revised all the time, right? So when we look at a snapshot in time, it's almost never even really a fixed snapshot in time. So again, the trends continue to be downward. Today, it's that downward trend is slightly paused. Now, the other number that went up today that I don't like is the daily average of reported deaths. It was 13 yesterday. Today, it's 17. That's a big jump. But again, this reflects the cases from 6 to 8 weeks ago when cases were still going up. So I would expect, even as cases come down right now, I would expect deaths to continue to go up because these deaths are just being reported now. These aren't deaths that are happening now. We are confirming 38 new deaths yesterday in the state of Wisconsin, which puts our 7-day average of new reported deaths at 17. But those are deaths that actually happened a month or more ago. All right. The actual number of deaths that are happening right now is probably closer to 12 or 13 each day, which is still a lot, right? We can't pretend that's not a lot. Our total death toll now is 8,420 in Wisconsin. The one number that is continuing to go down is hospitalizations. We're now at 910 people hospitalized, which is pretty good news. At this time last year, let's see if I can find this down. This time last year we were at like over 1,500 hospitalized. We got a week ago we got just over 1,100. Now we're down to 910. That's 16 fewer than yesterday. That's 160 fewer than a week ago. That's like a 15% decrease over the past week, which is great news. The number of people hospitalized in intensive care units is now 283. That's 5 more than yesterday, but 25 more than a week ago. So it's another one that's almost a 10% decrease over the course of a week. So hospitalizations continue to go down, even as all these other numbers kind of level off for the day, right? Okay, so more or less, still decent news. Not great. We still are in a pandemic. We know Dane County, according to, based on CDC measurements, which is pretty simplistic. CDC really just looks at cases per 100,000 people, which is kind of an oversimplified metric. But by that metric, Dane County is the lowest in the state, one of the lowest in the country, partly due to high vaccination rate and partly due to mask mandate. It works. So that's basically it on COVID for today. We do know that the FDA committee that I don't remember the name of the committee. I'm sorry, but the committee that does this sort of thing did recommend, finally, did vote to recommend Pfizer approval of the Pfizer vaccine for children ages 5 to 11. I would expect final approval by that within a week or two, and then actual deployment a week or two after that. So looking, into middle of November, we'll start to see children 5 to 11 get vaccinated, which will be good news. Okay, we're going to take a short pause, and we'll be right back with some more news for you from Madison365.org. Do not scroll away. Give us 30 seconds. We'll be right back. All right, the feature story this morning is on Angelica Ussery has the story of Ambition Center Milwaukee, which is started by Rashida Butler Jackson, who you see here, and her husband Marcel Jackson. Marcel is the CEO. Rashida is the community engagement manager for Ambition Center. It's basically a co-working space on Milwaukee's north side that focuses, primarily on Black-owned businesses, freelancers, remote workers, those kind of folks, entrepreneurs. It's got high-speed internet, free business and career coaching, a podcast and media room, conference rooms, free parking, which is a big deal in Milwaukee, mailing services, printing, faxing, member event space, that kind of stuff. And it looks very nice. There's some photos on here. If you go to Madison365.org, we've got the story there. If you're in Milwaukee, check out that new co-working space there. Also today on the site, close to my heart, the University of Wisconsin has named Carolyn Chen the science journalist in residence at the University of Wisconsin at the in the J School here. She will visit several undergraduate and graduate level courses in a virtual format for the final week of October and the first week of November. So this week and next, basically. And she will headline a free in-person and virtual panel discussion with UW-Madison experts on Tuesday as part of the Crossroads of Ideas public lecture series. She covers healthcare for ProPublica, which is a nonprofit national newsroom, investigative newsroom. And she covers public health, the pharmaceutical industry, hospitals, healthcare regulators, and education and regulations, and that kind of stuff. It's a big field. It's an important field in journalism to cover. So that is the news for today. I hope you have a wonderful evening. We'll be back tomorrow in the morning with the It's Only 10 Minutes podcast. And we'll be back for the update about the same time again tomorrow. Until then, have a wonderful evening and take care. We'll see you soon.
This is 365 Media.